Listen to me, I'm talking. I'm assuming you graduated from high school, right?
8th grade.
You went through 8th grade.
If there's evidence provided against me, I have a right to defend myself using that very same evidence.
That wasn't the question I asked you.
That's
you do have a right to defend yourself, Mr. Raymer. I'm just
my right for violence.
I'm talking, you're not. If you don't stop talking and listen to me so I can go through my speech, I will send you over to the jail.
You're the one that signed the warrant for my arrest while I was in jail.
I don't know that. I don't remember.
Yes, you did do that.
Okay. I'm allowed to do that.
No, you violated my rights.
Okay.
I'm not going to take any of the attorneys from here because they're all corrupt.
This so-called sovereign citizen is staring at 4 years behind bars. And his big plan was, I'll just represent myself. Bold move, but also disastrous. The judge in this case is not the type to play games, and things get wild the second she realizes the guy only made it through 8th grade, yet is convinced is some courtroom mastermind. Watching this is like seeing somebody walk into a UFC ring with pool noodles thinking they've got a shot. Now, some people might argue the judge came off too harsh and cut him off. But here's the thing. Judges don't have to entertain fantasy Facebook law. They are there to run a courtroom, not an open mic night. So, let's jump in and see how this self-proclaimed legal expert gets completely shut down by a judge who isn't here for nonsense.
In the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Shane Leroy Raymer, file number 23-21665FH. This is the date and time set for a final pretrial conference. Today was the motion deadline for both motions and motion in limines to be heard. Jury instructions were to be provided to the court by April 2nd, along with any proposed voir dire questions. We are set for trial on April 22nd of 2025. Mr. Raymer, you are charged with police officer resisting and obstructing causing injury, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 4 years in prison. Police officer assaulting, resisting, and obstructing, that carries up to 2 years in prison. There's 2 of those. And then there's a disorderly. And what is the plea offer in this file?
Your Honor, the people have offered to a plea of 2 counts to attempted R&O.
All right.
So 2 misdemeanors, and we would kill a brute to no upfront jail.
All right. Mr. Raymer, the plea offer in this case was to plead to 2 one-year misdemeanors with no upfront jail, and there'd be like 12 months or so of probation and some minimal fines and costs. Do you understand that? All right. Now, Mr. Raymer, I'm assuming you graduated from high school, right?
8th grade.
You went through 8th grade, and this is a felony that could result in you going to prison. Why don't you stand in front of that podium for me? So do you understand an attorney can help guide you through the legal process?
Yes, I tried to have, I almost had a public defender. Unfortunately, she wasn't representing me appropriately. I'd asked for another one, but.
So I have no authority over who gets appointed. You're appointed an attorney.
I understand that, but when they're not representing you appropriately.
Okay, I didn't ask that. I'm just saying you have a right to an attorney. I know the attorney you're referring to. She's diligent. She works hard. Maybe you didn't like, I know when I was a public defender, sometimes my clients didn't like listen to me, I'm talking. My clients didn't like the things that I told them. But, her job isn't to do what you want. Her job is to represent the law. So you understand at this point, you can hire an attorney, or you can go with the public defender and whoever they assign you, or you can go to trial pro per with no law degree, no experience, and risk going to prison. You're going to represent yourself.
I'm going to represent I ain't got no choice but to represent.
Have you provided your jury question, the voir dire questions? Because if you haven't, they're waived.
If there's
no, if they were due.
If there's evidence provided against me, I have a right to defend myself using that very same evidence.
That wasn't the question I asked you.
You
do have a right to defend yourself, Mr. Raymer. I'm just
my right for violence.
I'm talking, you're not. If you don't stop talking and listen to me so I can go through my speech, I will send you over to the jail. Do you understand?
I'm sorry, but somebody please help this make sense. This guy barely cleared middle school and thinks he's qualified to debate a judge. Like, bro, this isn't a Twitter argument. It's caught. He ditched his actual lawyer like it was a bad DoorDash order. Then came in armed with legal strategy he probably pieced together from Reddit threads and TikTok clips. I actually had a friend who once tried to pull the I'll represent myself stunt for traffic ticket. He thought he found a loophole on YouTube. Long story short, he got slammed with extra fines and walked out with his license suspended. And that's the thing with these sovereign citizens. They act like saying I don't consent is some kind of cheat code. But in reality, when you keep cutting off a judge, you're just begging for a contempt charge and wrecking any chance you had of a deal. just like this guy.
You have not filed any motions. Jury instructions were due and voir dire questions were due. You have not provided those. We gave you a copy of this. So do you understand what I've received is what will be used? Yes or no?
I will be allowed to ask my questions.
What question?
When I'm cross-examining, I will get my.
I'm talking about juror question. I'm talking about jury instructions and voir dire questions. You understand now? You didn't file, listen, I know, but you waived that because you have not provided them. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
No, I don't. I don't
Okay.
understand that. I didn't understand that.
Okay, well, I
That's why
can't
I'm-
advise you of the law because I'm not an attorney, I'm a judge.
No, but you're
So-
looking at the case and you've been presiding over my case for 3 years now.
I know, it's fine. You're
the
gonna
one-
go to
You're the one
trial.
that signed the warrant for my arrest while I was in jail.
I don't know that, I don't
Yes,
remember.
you did do that.
Okay, I'm allowed to do that.
No, you violated my rights. of
Okay,
privacy.
well, you have options. You can file a complaint with the JTC if you'd like. So are you prepared to go to trial?
Absolutely.
Have you provided your witness list?
I haven't yet, but I will.
Okay, that was due.
My witness list was provided when, Ms. Underwood was my attorney,
Okay,
and my witness list is.
have you subpoenaed any witnesses that were not on the prosecutor's raised just eyewitness list?
Yes, my witnesses are the ones that was there at the scene.
No,
And
do
yes,
you understand that you have to provide a witness list and you have to provide a copy to the prosecutor? Do you understand that?
prosecutor, I gotta provide what to him?
So if you're gonna have witnesses at trial, you need to make sure the prosecutor has their name and contact information so that they could interview them prior to trial if they wanted. Do you understand
Well,
that?
they got all that information.
They do?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so,
my witnesses are my parents and my aunt.
okay, I don't know. Are those on, if they're not on the people's witness?
Curtis,
I'm not
Penny,
sure.
Okay,
and Rose.
if you haven't provided a witness list and they're not on the people's list, you understand you won't be able to call them.
Okay, I will provide the information. I
Okay.
can provide that information. Yeah,
I'm just telling you. So you need to make sure that there's a witness list in the file that was provided to the people.
so I gotta re-provide it.
I don't know. Go back and look at what
I'll
witness
just-
list
I'll
has
just
been
do that
filed,
next week.
their name, their contact information. And then any subpoenas you have to do, if you have to subpoena anybody to be present, you need to get those filed this week. And then the court signs them and then you serve those people with those.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now, do you understand when we go to trial, a lot of times some of the questions you ask or he asks may be objected to, and it's not personal, it's just, we have to follow the law.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm allowed to object to though, right?
huh?
I'm allowed to object to.
You are, and then you have to provide the basis for that objection.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to understand your objections. So you might want to do some research to understand.
I've been doing.
Good, good. You sure you don't want a public defender for trial?
Huh?
You sure you don't want an attorney for trial?
I'm not gonna take any of the attorneys from here because they're all corrupt.
So, apparently every public defender is corrupt according to him. This is the same guy who barely scraped through middle school and now he wants his family members' mom, dad, aunt lined up to testify like it's an episode of America's Got Talent Court Edition. What are they even going to say? Yeah, Your Honor. He's always been delusional. At this point, I'm like, just let him serve the time. The judge gave warning after warning, chance after chance, and he still tanked his own defense. It's like he was trying to speedrun a guilty verdict. But hey, tell me in the comments what you thought. Was the judge fair or did she go too hard? Because up next, we've got another sovereign citizen disaster. This time with someone refusing to pay rent. And trust me, this one escalates fast.
So, Ms. Battle,
All right, the court will call the case of the Ranches of Rosebrook versus A Nice Battle, case number 25C-1245.
good afternoon, Your Honor. David Fanter on behalf of the plaintiff.
Ms. Battle, please hit star 6, unmute your device and state.
Hello? Hello?
Please state.
It's a niece battle on a special appearance for the record to contest the jurisdiction and the facts before this court.
Yep. All right. Well, Ms. Battle, I'll tell you that this matter is appropriately in the correct court. The court does have jurisdiction. We'll be
And
proceeding.
it's based on what? What is on the record that is based on that the court has jurisdiction?
The fact that this is a case that is within the jurisdiction of the Township of Ypsilanti, and if you have issues related to any contracts, that would be within this jurisdiction as well. So all of that is within the jurisdiction of this court.
So you're saying that the contract is in jurisdiction of the court?
That is what I just said, ma'am.
All right, and the contract has been rescinded. So how is the contract in the jurisdiction of the court if it's invalid?
Well, gets to rescind a contract on their own. That's
What are you talking about? I have the right to
I'm
rescind a
not gonna
contract
argue with you,
by
Ms.
right of common law.
Ms.
That
Battle.
doesn't involve court.
Ma'am, you need to stop talking or you're gonna get held in contempt of court. Mr. Fantier, have you had a chance to talk to Ms. Battle? Or talk to Ms.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Mr. Fantera, do you need to speak with her or are we ready to?
If you want me to speak to her, I'll speak to her. You know, I mean, she talks about rescinding the contract. Does that mean she's moving out?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
Are you moving out?
Are you moving out?
No. Why would I have to move out?
Because if you rescind a contract, you're okay, fine. Your Honor, I think we just, let's set this for trial.
Okay. One moment.
This case has also been in the it's in the circuit court. A petition filed for an injunction. I did serve you all. It is set on the 30th.
Yes, ma'am, I heard.
We're aware.
Okay. And once again, I do not submit to the jurisdiction of the court. The contract is rescinded.
So how can the
And I am
contract,
not a legal person.
you're not a legal
How
person?
can a contract?
Then, whatever argument she was pushing in court, be real with me. Do you think these sovereign citizens truly believe the stuff there? I honestly want someone to check on the plaintiff after hearing that argument because he looked like he lost brain cells in real time. And honestly saying, I don't even know how judges keep their composure during this kind of circus. If that were me, I'd be smashing the gavel out of pure frustration. I've heard some wild excuses in life, but this one really takes the crown. Like she really thought she cracked the legal system with that. Come on. I remember trying to cancel a gym membership once. It was harder saying, or are they just trolling? Personally, I think it's a mix of both. But I'm curious what you guys think. Drop it in the comments.
No, I'm not a legal person. I'm not a legal entity. No, I am not. And you have to prove that on the record.
Stop talking.
Actually, I don't.
I'm sorry.
Can I ask Ms. Battle a question, Your Honor, real quick?
Sure.
So Ms. Battle, so you can live there forever without paying rent because you're not a legal person?
That's not what I'm saying, but the contract itself is invalid. I'm saying that you don't have any personal or subject matter jurisdiction over me. Over an invalid contract, no. And over me not having a legal capacity to be sued, yes. So if that's how you want to take it, then that's how you have to take it. But that's what's lawful and that's what's written in the law.
Let me just tell you, I think you're wrong on both counts. I would expect that we would.
It's okay for you to think that I'm wrong, but the facts still align with what I'm saying.
Okay, Your Honor, I think we should have a trial.
You have to prove without the reasonable doubt. So let the record show that the judge has not required the plaintiff to prove without a reasonable doubt that I am a legal person, and it's on the record, not assumed, not presumed, on the record. There's nothing that's on the record that states.
Ms. Battle, first of all, reasonable doubt is a standard in a criminal case, not a civil case. So I do not have to prove anything beyond a reasonable doubt.
I need both of you to stop talking, please. Both of you, I'm sorry. I cannot figure out the date because I can't hear over the two of you.
I apologize. I didn't know that's what you were doing, Your Honor.
This matter will be scheduled for May 6th at 3 p.m. for a trial on any and all issues that may be before the court. Ms. Battle, if you have anything else that you need to say, you can unmute yourself by hitting *6 to do that.
Okay, I just find it ironic that I got muted when I was speaking on jurisdiction and how there was a lack thereof on the record. So I want that to be on the record. But I also wanted to, okay, that's fine. And I also wanted to be on the record that I am not going to be able to show up on May the 6th. So it's also ironic that you are able to verify with him that he's able to show up and not with myself.
I just asked you that, and you are now talking about something else. Why can't you do this?
That's because you cut me off and put me inside of a break room and muted my mic instead of allowing me to speak on what needs to be spoken on.
All right, this is set for May 6th at 3.
Your Honor, by Zoom? By Zoom?
Correct.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
It's ridiculous. This is a fraud upon the court.